And Brian, you know what the problem is, don't you? Well, you know what I've learned from this whole episode, what I've realized from what has transpired here over the last 24 hours. Do you know what that is?
No.
I realized never to listen to anybody. I should never listen to people say, "Oh, Cornette, you're so opinionated and blah, blah, blah. You're out of touch. You're always wrong." But I'm always right, except for when I listen to other people and they make me wrong. So from now on, I am not going to listen to any other people except you. Because we've been saying the same things here on this program. So for the purposes of this exercise, you and I am we, and you are we, and we are we, and we are all together. But just what was it on the drive-through?
The walrus was punk.
The walrus was punk all along. Turn me on, dead man. On the drive-through, we were previewing Survivor Series, and you asked the question, well, is he going to show up? I said, well, I guess not. I guess not, because I've been saying for, 2 months now or 3 months, however long it's been since the incident at Wembley, the unpleasantness, as they used to refer to World War II across the pond, the unpleasantness occurred in England. I've said this is fucking perfect. In Chicago, Survivor Series, set up fucking Royal Rumble, set up WrestleMania. What other free agent, what other individual not under the WWE umbrella could they possibly sign in the world that is not under contract elsewhere, that is able to be signed? Could they sign with the magnitude, the impact that this would make? And that the new owners, they've been hot-shotting, they've been bringing the stars back. And you got to know that Triple H, with his head for the business, smells not only, blood in the water, but the cocaine bear is bleeding out over there in the Great Smokies. For those of you who saw that movie.
Cocaine boo-boo.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, did you see Cocaine Bear?
I have not seen it yet, but I want to.
Well, it's a fabulous, fantastic movie, but we're not talking about that now. The point is, they smell this sucker's blood in the water, and they are chomping on it, because now Triple H has told everybody in AEW, yeah, the guy that your EVPs said was a cancer and that they couldn't get along with under any circumstances, they didn't want to speak to, they didn't want to meet with, they didn't want to work with, they didn't want to make up with. And their friends and minions hounded him and badgered him until finally he face-locked one of them. Well, now he's going to main event WrestleMania. That's following the only EVP so far to date that has left that Titanic of a vessel, who is probably going to main event the other night of the fucking WrestleMania, because he's the hottest babyface to business. That's what Triple H has just told these fucking people that work for AEW that would like to get somewhere in their wrestling career that are not the EVPs and their immediate friends and minions that have bilked this billionaire's son out of a comfortable living for however many years this has been now. He said, but if you really want to go somewhere, well, here's the gravy train, folks. Over there, you're just eating a Purina fucking generic dog chow.
Plus, you get to experience the reverse Copeland. You come out and there's fans on both sides of the arena.
Yes, and you can see them all the way around you. Look in my eyes. What do you see? Fans in the seats every 18 inches. I'll work on that stuff. But anyway, that's the point, though.
Sound like Jacques Brel. No, keep going.
I have been saying, I said that was perfect 3 months ago. But then Uncle Dave and the rest of them, I think the sap guy, well, that might not narrow it down too far in this crowd we're talking about, but all these people on the internet, the naysayers, no, Uncle Dave said it. I've talked to my source, it's not going to happen. They say it's not going to take blah, 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 blah. And I said at the time, well, if it was going to happen, that's the first thing I'd fucking say anyway. Right? How can this not happen? It makes too much sense, and they'll make too much money. And it will work on so many levels to send a message to the other company at the top and to the locker room at the bottom to, again, hotshot ratings in time of rights renegotiations, into the peacock. Everybody wants them to jump on the cock now. Everybody bend over and take a big leap up on the cock.
Well, maybe not like that.
Well, that's what they're wanting people to do, because all of this is hundreds of millions and billions of dollars. I sound like Carl Sagan now, in billions. But this is what we're talking about, and that's why I said they got to do this. And everybody else was shooting it down on the internet, to the point where finally I said on the drive-thru, I said, well, I guess if everybody else is saying that this ain't happening, fuck, I guess they don't need to make $50 million anymore. Go look the clip up, people. The goddamn podcast is right there, too, for your perusal. I said, how can this not happen? Guess what? It fucking happened. And I was saying it all along, because how can it not fucking happen? This is not, do we draw a house in Cleveland anymore, or in Dallas or Minneapolis? It's tens of millions of dollars that this company can fucking make. And at the same time, literally backhand bitch slap the only competition they have in this country that they can see with binoculars behind them. And they did both at the same time.
There's another con out there right now who's willing to spend money, and they're going after big stars. And do you want to work for Antonio Kanoki? Or do you want to work for Triple H? If you want to do something serious, if you want to do something on a big stage, if you want to make money, if you're looking at the trajectory of the companies, if you're looking at the management of the companies, if you're looking at the people booking or around the booking of the companies, where would you want to be? And it sends a big message to a lot of people, but I think the biggest message was, and you saw a lot of people have meltdowns on Twitter and other people celebrating on Twitter, it makes AEW look awful. Because, you know, up against this is Collision and Rampage. Collision, which was a show that was built around Punk. It was one Bill Phil show.
It's now punkless. Punkless, I say.
He would have been there. He would have been there that night. And instead he was in the Survivor Series, and look at the moment we got. But they're going out of their way to sign Kota Ibushi and Ospreay, who's a talent who WWE certainly wanted. But the WWE, in front of a packed house that was well lit, with monster pops, brought back Randy Orton and then CM Punk.
Well, hold on. There's a lot to unpack there, as they say in broadcasting. Let's go back for a second. Kota Ibushi, come on, seriously. That's because he once was something to the small portion of Japanese wrestling fans that exist in this country, and is currently not that, and never will be again, apparently. And he's friends with what's their names? The Golden Fleece. He's friends with Kenny.
The Golden Fleece, that's good.
There you go. So once again, Tony's the one that got fleeced by those lambs, or one's a lamb and one's, I don't know. I'm not going into bestiality any further, but nevertheless.
That could be the name of the AEW book, The Golden Fleece.
Ibushi wasn't a serious signing, and the WWE would have laughed if you'd have offered him and his services to them. But with Ospreay, yes, I'm sure the WWE did want him, or did look at him, or did negotiate with him, or whatever level of the interest there was. But only a delusional person can equate the signing of one side of Will Ospreay and the other side of CM Punk as in any way equal or even comparable, or even at the same level. That's not even saying I'm not the biggest fan of Will Ostrich, but that's not even saying that he doesn't have talent or that he's not any good. This is not even an insult. It's a simple, empirical, factual statement based on observation. There's still a small part of the overall pro wrestling audience, especially the WWE audience in the United States of America, that knows who Will Ospreay is, and everybody knows who CM Punk is. And the WWE, I'm sure, wanted Ospreay, if there was interest, And we heard there was, as someone to develop and someone to start out and boom and go on, whatever the case. But it wasn't like this was going to be a landmark signing that they were going to crow about, and he was going to be figured into WrestleMania in fucking 4 months or whatever. So it's two completely different things, and only the most delusional AEW apologist at this point or indie wrestling fanatic, and they're pretty much the same thing these days, could equate that, because Ospreay will have better matches than CM Punk with Kota Ibushi or whoever the fuck. CM Punk, oh my God, give me a fucking break. Help me, help me, help me.
No, the NWA in 89 had much better matches by and large than WWF, but better matches doesn't always win the contest. You know, I think it's also going forward going to be more and more obvious. I mean, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and to an extent, but differently, Jade Cargill are stars coming over. It's going to be interesting when it becomes like another tier of people, when it becomes a tier down, let's say, and they have to choose. Because it's a choice between continuing to do what you're doing on the indies with the people you're doing it with, or go somewhere else and try to elevate your game. It's going to be that simple. And again, look at SmackDown, look at Survivor Series, then look at Collision and Rampage. And it's that feeling of watching WWF in 89 and then turning on the NWA. Or maybe 1990 may be a better example.
Probably 1990 is probably a better example at this point, because 89 NWA was still defensible.
Although 1990 WCW, as low down as it was, I think they lit their buildings better than AEW did.
Yes.
So, and again, it's unfortunate. Everything's unfortunate with AEW. The way things went down with Punk is completely unfortunate. The way it was managed was unfortunate. The way people were enabled to think they could do certain things and act in certain ways. Look at how it worked out. But CM Punk returns. It gets all these views. It's a big thing. It blows up. It's just, it takes away from AEW. It's another thing that takes away from AEW, whether it's fair or not. And it's all Tony's doing. But Tony chose the Bucks, who are now taking time off. The word from at least Dave Meltzer is they're being retooled to come back as heels and have their own faction and play up that, their locker room problems.
Oh, good Lord.
Doesn't work as good now with Punk back in the WWE? With Punk and Triple H taking pictures, pointing at each other, smiling.
Somebody tweeted, one thing's for sure, Triple H will never be in fear for his life. But hold on, let's back up for a second here, because that's the thing also, is that while the Buckaroos slink off in shame and retool so they can have a group and talk about their problems in a locker room, boy, that'll put asses in seats, as the old quote goes. Their whole story is going to be shot to shit, because for one thing, and by the way, Punk should probably send old Jungle Jack off a Christmas card, because if Perry hadn't ran his pie hole, then Punk would not only not have gotten to front face lock his ass, but he also, as a result, got a job paying him probably several more $1 million that he was about to finish up making, because he was almost at the end of his AEW deal. He's just at the start of this one with a bigger company. So I'm sure Jungle Boy Jack is sitting there slapping himself in the face right now. But the fucking point I was about to make before I segued into Cheetah the Chimp is that Punk is not going to front face lock anybody in the WWE locker room. Punk is not going to fucking knock anybody. There's not going to be any goddamn skirmishes, because they don't work that way. Because there would not. Yes, they have plenty of people that I'm sure don't like each other. Probably some people that hate each other. But they're not allowed to get away with expressing it to the point where it really gets on the other motherfucker's nerves, are they? Is it that simple? They just don't let them go that far with shit before they yank a knot in it, as Mama Cornette used to say.
I think there's certain people that may hang out in certain locker rooms that if they had to hang out in a general population locker room may not last too long in that locker room.
But at the same point, that doesn't happen.
Not in WWE anymore.
Yes. and they manage their shit. And the fact Triple H, say what you want, but he learned from Vince what's best for business, pal. So he will shake that motherfucker's hand, and they will stand there and grin, and he will arrange to pay him several $1 million because the company will make several tens of $1 million per year. And he may have fantasies of bending him over and running a goddamn sledgehammer up his ass, but he ain't going to fucking act on it, nor is he going to make that known to the general population or to the individual.
But it would be very Hunter, because there couldn't be any rematch, so he would get the upper hand and the feud would end.
Yeah, but anyway, so, and it also, Punk now has something to prove in that it was the other guys and the childish nature of the atmosphere that he was in and the unprofessionalness of the supposed professional promotion that he was a part of that drove him nuts. And that if everybody's doing business and being professional, that he can too. And you know, that's the thing with, my God, all he's got to do now is come out and say, you know, there's a lot of people here in this company or in this promotion, or however he would word it, talking about finishing their story. And most of these stories span generations, from father to son, from grandfather to father to son. That's not mine, but my story is not different generations. It's different people, different personalities of me that I've been and I've changed through the years. And you know what? This is my last one. And that's why this one's the real me. And I want to finish my story the right way. I want to do the thing that I've never done. I want to fucking go out as me, the real CM Punk. And I don't put up with bullshit. And I don't roll over and play dead. And I don't fucking suffer fools gladly. And I've got some goals I want to accomplish. Apologies in advance. Oops, you moved. And just let him be him. And let the people take it how they take it. Because he was at one point in the other company the hottest heel and the hottest babyface. Now, in this company, with a much bigger viewership, and most of them not even cognizant about why the other people were booing him when he was clearly acting like a babyface, if they saw it at all, they will probably react positively to him because he is a master wordsmith. But regardless, he gets a reaction. He gets people involved in what he's doing. And while we're on the subject, another of the reasons why that I said that this was perfect is because nowhere almost in the United States these days does a pro wrestler get the level of reaction, the level of genuine emotion as Punk does in Chicago. And when you have a pay-per-view that is guaranteed to sell out anyway, but in the guy's hometown and all the history's got in the building and this place and that place, whatever the fuck, you know that a surprise debut will give you, as it did for AEW, 2-3 years ago, whatever the fuck it was, the most incredible visual, the incredible highlight video. He looked like a megastar. People were jumping up and down and shitting themselves. There was literally a picture of a baby being held in the air. They love him. He's a hometown guy. He puts them over because he lives there. They know it. He loves Chicago. He's one of the, it's not phony bullshit. He's at the fucking hockey games. At Lawler in Memphis in the old days. Not even today, bless him. But nobody gets that response as a one of us type of person, and it's amazing, especially with the surprise element of it. And that's where the people who may not have even been watching, although I don't know if they made a ton of new fans, more than lost the ones they had, but the people that may not have been watching, however, 10 years ago, last time he was there, they think, oh shit, this is like Austin coming back or Rock coming back. These people are goddamn ejaculating themselves in their fucking underwear. What the I gotta be checking this shit out. That's the kind of video you can't, if you brought 17,000 people to an arena like that, and you told each one of them, if you will give me this reaction exactly like that, I will pay you $100 a piece. You can't get it because people can't fake that. And they can't shoot around it with their technical wizardry. You have to be over like few people are in any place to get a reaction like that. So if you shoot that and you show it to the world and they think, well, fuck, this fucking guy's great. It's Pavlovian, it's subliminal, it's fucking lyrical and logical and cynical. I'm super tramping now. Help me, Brian.
I can do what I can. There's only so much I can do to help you. But a few things to talk about with CM Punk, and I guess it is a little thing to talk about here real quick. AEW was in Chicago this week. They just did Dynamite at the Wintrust Arena in Chicago.
Well, yes, and then SmackDown was in Chicago Friday, and then Survivor Series. That's why I was wondering if they did. Do they still have live wrestling anyplace else but Chicago?
Well, who owns Chicago right now?
Well, who's your daddy? Holy shit, I think that's been asked and answered. I don't know how many people Tony had in the building, but it wasn't comparable.
According to WrestleTix, they had 5,066 people in the building, which is down from 6,291 the previous time in June, but still looks like it's one of the better houses they've had in a while.
Well, it's Chicago, and is that the second or third now largest metropolitan area in the United States? But the WWE on Friday night had what for SmackDown?
Let me see if I can get that. Hold on.
See if you can get, and then add 17,000 was their announcement. I don't think you can get away with it. They showed the entire arena. Every seat was full. So 15, 16,000 for Survivor Series on top of whatever they had Friday. Goddamn, they're starting to get to Fred Kohler numbers from the late 50s, early 60s when he was doing the ballparks.
Friday night SmackDown, Jim, the Allstate Arena, Rosemont, Illinois. Tickets distributed, 15,937.
Jesus Christ. All right, well, what does it say for Survivor Series then? They said 17,138 or something to that effect, yes.
This is not the final count again. This is from WrestleTix. Tickets distributed as of 22 hours ago, 16,809.
Oh, so
and there were 115 tickets remaining.
Okay. So they ran the same building 2 nights in a row and sold 33,000 fucking tickets. And Tony was over at the other place and sold. He better be lucky he was first. He wouldn't have sold 3,000. How much money do people have?
But again, it's Chicago. It's the birthplace of AEW. It's where All In took place.
Well, and apparently that's where they're headed. They're all in now and headed for a stroke. Does anybody need to run Chicago soon again also? My God, again, how much money do people have? They sold 37,000 tickets in the course of 3 shows over the week for both companies.